for our area plans, and then we'll look at the planning in the county in general, an overview of the study area, which I'm sure most of you are familiar with, the goals for this planning process, and then we'll take some questions. The code establishes a procedure for us to follow with these area plans, and they're intended to address specific concerns for a particular area of the county. This has been, done numerous times for different areas, over the years, and continues to happen because, of course, every area always has certain concerns, and so that's why we're here tonight. We have to do public notice. This meeting was advertised in the Miami Herald, and a lot of you probably got notices in the mail. We may have the steering committee established. We've done that for some of our other projects. They have to follow the sunshine law requirements. And then eventually, the recommendations that you help assist us to develop will go before the Planning Advisory Board, and then eventually to the Board of County Commissioners. And then additional implementation may follow that in the future. The planning in general in the county, we follow the comprehensive plan, which goes back to the 1960s through various versions. The comprehensive plan is really guided by the state growth management requirements and establishes the pattern of growth for the county. And of course, development in the county has to be consistent with the comprehensive plan. This is the land use plan map, which is just a small portion of the overall comprehensive plan, which is, as its title is, very comprehensive and addresses all kinds of things from water management and coastal resources to transportation. The portion that we deal with mainly is the land use portion, and that's one of the main focuses that we're here tonight. You can see the county, of course the bay is blue, the urban development boundary is the black dotted line, the Everglades is out west, this is the agriculture area in the Redland mainly, the lake belt west of the turnpike, further north, and of course downtown Miami and the beach and so on. The yellow is low density residential development. You can see that's the primary development character of the urbanized area of the county. And then you can see the red is the commercial strips like US 1 and 7th Avenue and 27th Avenue, and of course we're here at Kendall Drive. There's Dayland out there, and we're right about there. One of the other interesting things in the comprehensive plan that establishes transit corridors. Kendall Drive is one of those. It's been implemented right now through the Kendall Cruiser that's being operated by Miami-Dade Transit. Along the transit corridors, you'll see those yellow circles. Those are the urban centers that are identified by the comprehensive plan for intensification over time. Downtown Kendall, where in the Dayland area, I'm sure most of you are familiar with the developments that has occurred there over about the last 12 or so years. That's a result of a planning process very similar to what we are here for tonight. So, some of the other examples of these area planning projects, in addition to downtown Kendall, the Ogis area, which is immediately west of the Aventura Mall, Naranja, which is further south along US 1 and 264th Street, Princeton, right next to Naranja, 248th Street, the Country Club area, up in the northwest, north of Hialeah, East Kendall, just west of the Dayland area, Bird Road, Richmond Heights, and Palmer Lake. And we'll show you just a couple of examples of some of the results of those planning projects. Of course, downtown Kendall, this was the original vision from the Charrette, which took place in 1998. And it was implemented through a zoning district in 1999. And then, of course, the construction that followed the implementation of the zoning district. And, of course, many of you have probably seen the downtown Dayland development immediately south of, across the street from Dayland Mall, and the Metropolis apartments, and so on. And it's really changed the character of the area, and we think a positive way. The Naranja, as I had mentioned, this is 264th Street and US 1, and the busway. There's a busway station right there. Prior to the construction of the busway, the comprehensive plan was amended to include urban centers around the busway stations. Because, of course, if you're familiar with that area, for a long time there was not a lot there. You have a transportation corridor with transit facilities. With nothing there, you're not really going to recover your investment in the infrastructure. So in order to take care of that situation, the charrettes were conducted, and then the zoning district implementing the recommendations from the charrette were implemented, and this is the result. Again, a very high quality of development around these busway stations that we're very pleased with. And this is our latest area planning project, the Palmer Lake Charrette, which took place in 2010. Sorry, my laser pointers are not working very good. The Miami Intermodal Center is right there, which is immediately east of the airport. If you've had an opportunity to take the new Metro Rail extension to the airport, it's located right there. And the Palmer Lake Charrette was intended to address the land east of the Intermodal Center. There's a lot of land that's available there now because the rental car operators have been relocated into the rental car center at the Intermodal Center. So there's a lot of development opportunity that can take place there to take advantage of the proximity to the airport and the Metro Rail station. And this is what we hope that the development will take place in the future there could look like. This is the Intermodal Center right here. That's the Palmer Lake. The Miami River is right beyond the view there. And this is actually a very realistic scenario to be built in the Palmer Lake area in the next 10 or 15 years. Looking at our study area, Kendall Corridor, we're looking at 137th Avenue, which is right there, out to Chrome Avenue, and then roughly a half mile or so north or south, looking at the opportunities for the future of the area. And of course, it's always good to see where we came from and how we got here before we look forward. It's just a brief summary of the area within that half mile. On the inside of Kendall Drive, we have about 4.7 square miles and a population of 38,000, which is a lot. Only 222 vacant acres, mostly single family, some multifamily. A good proportion of multifamily relates to single family. About 200 acres of commercial, and outside the urban development boundary, we still have agriculture, so about a little less than a square mile of agriculture left. So looking back, 1975, wow. You can see the south side of Kendall, except for the Calusa Golf Course, there's nothing there, except probably strawberries and things. You can see Kendale Lakes is getting built. Kendale Lakes West is just starting. And then past about 152nd Avenue, there's nothing there until you get to Chrome Avenue. So, moving forward just 10 years later, you can see the south side of Kendall is pretty much completely developed. Kendale Lakes is done. Kings Meadow is getting going. The Hammocks is almost completed. And then you can see the urban development boundary at 157th Avenue as it was in 1985. And then past that again, not a whole lot until you get to Chrome Avenue. Of course, today, we're done. We're finished. Nothing else to do. But there's always more to do. There's always issues. But this is where we are now. Obviously, Kendall is a mature suburban community. But there's still opportunities here. There's the town center, which is not yet a town center. And of course, the urban development boundary is there at 167th Avenue right now with a little jog where Kendall Commons is. Anyway, so going forward from here, that's why we're here. Where do we go from here? And some of the ideas, well, we do want to create a vision for the future. That's why we're here. Some of the ideas to create a destination. Do we want to create a destination here? Enhance livability, that's always a goal. Additional transportation options, everybody wants that. And a mix of uses to complement the area. And how do we do that within the area, the land that we have, and then the small amount that's within the expansion area? That's really what we'd like to try and address through this process. And this is the timeline. Of course, this can change, and it usually does. But by sometime next year, we should have completed the planning process and had it moved on to the Board of County Commissioners for further implementation following that. That pretty much concludes the presentation.